Hey guys, how are you doing? Happy Halloween! Hope you are doing great and ready to participate in a very exciting Halloween party. سلام همگی. امیدوارم حالتون خوب باشه. به برنامه دیگه ای از مجموعه درس های زبان انگلیسی با learnandenjoy با من سحر خوش اومدید. و اما هالووینتون مبارک. شاید خیلی از شماها دارید آماده میشید که در جشن هالووین شرکت کنید و در درس امروزمون هم قرار هست که من یک داستان هالووینی براتون بخونم و همونطور که میبینید تم برنامه‌مون هم تم هالووین هست. و اما اصلا این هالووین چی هست؟ از کجا اومده؟ من قبل از اینکه داستان رو شروع کنم یه توضیح خیلی کوتاهی در مورد هالووین براتون میگم و بعد میریم سراغ داستان امروز. پس حتما با من همراه باشید. اما فراموش نکنید قبل از اینکه برید و برسید به مهمونی هالووینتون اول ما رو سابسکرایب کنید و زنگوله کنارش رو هم بزنید تا از آخرین ویدیوهای ما به محض آپلود شدن مطلع بشید. So, let's get started. Halloween's origins dates back to the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain. The Celts who lived about 2,000 years ago, mostly in the area of North Ireland, the United Kingdom, and the northern France, celebrated their New Year on November 1st. This day marked the end of summer and the harvest, and the beginning of the dark, cold winter, a time of the year that was often associated with human death. Halloween's origins date back to the ancient Celtic festivals of Samhain. The Celts who lived 2,000 years ago, mostly in the area that is now Ireland, the United Kingdom, and northern France, celebrated their New Year on November 1st. This day marked the end of summer and the harvest and the beginning of the dark, cold winter, a time of year that was associated with human death. Celts believed that on the night before the New Year, the boundary between the worlds of the dead and the living became blurred. On the night of October 31st, they celebrated Samhain when it was believed that the ghosts of the dead returned to earth. خب همونطور که براتون گفتم هالووین برمیگرده به حدود 2000 سال پیش به اقوام سلتی که در شمال فرانسه، ایرلند کنونی و انگلستان زندگی می‌کردن. در اون موقع مردم اعتقاد داشتن که سال نوشون اول نوامبر شروع میشد و معتقد بودن که سال نو آغاز تاریکی و سرمای زمستون هست و معمولا به مرگ انسانها مربوط میشد و در واقع آخر سالشون و آخر فصل درو رو جشن میگرفتن و اونها معتقد بودن که در این زمان یعنی در شب 31 اکتبر مرزهای بین جهان زندگان و مردگان برداشته میشه، خیلی در واقع با هم ادغام میشه و مرده ها میتونن بیان به جهان زنده ها و برای همین عقاید خاصی داشتن و همچنین چون زمستون شروع میشد آذوقه غذایی کم داشتن، برای اینکه ارواح اون مرده ها نیان اذیتشون نکنن معمولا غذا میذاشتن، ظرف های غذایی به عنوان حالا نذر و نیاز و بخشش میذاشتن پشت درا که مرده ها اونا رو بردارن یا اون ارواح اونا رو بردارن مزاحمشون نشن و گاهی وقتا آتیش روشن میکردن، دور آتیش میرقصیدن که اون ارواح باز نیان و نزدیک نشن بدونن که اینا بیدارن و حواسشون هست. و به مرور زمان این سنت همچنان حفظ شد و البته هالووینی که الان هست دیگه این اعتقادات نیست، ولی خب رسم بر این هست که people wear costumes، مردم لباسهای خاص میپوشن، costumes، خصوصا بچه‌ها هالووین رو خیلی دوست دارن. And usually children go trick or treating. بچه‌ها میرن trick or treating میکنن. trick or treating یه رسمی از شبیه قاشق زنی ما که چهارشنبه سوری میکنیم. میرن با ظرف‌های پشت در خونه‌ها و میگن trick or treat و اونا یا باید بهشون خوراکی بدن، شکلات بدن، یا بچه‌ها اذیتشون میکنن. و حالا از این نوع سنت‌ها و جشن‌هایی که در همه جا هست و به نوعی این شب رو جشن میگیرن و شادی و پایکوبی میکنن. و اما بریم سراغ داستان امشبمون با عنوان جک و لانترن. Jack-o'-lantern. The twins were sitting at the kitchen table with Grandpa, cutting out their pumpkin faces for Halloween, each of them trying to be just a bit different. Lizzie did a funny face, Denny tried a scary face, and Grandpa trying out something new. "Be careful with those sharp knives," Grandpa said for the millionth time. "We are being careful, promise." Lizzie looked up. "Why do we make scary pumpkin faces for Halloween anyway?" she asked. "Yeah," Denny frowned. "Why pumpkins? Why scary faces and tea lights? I bet you don't know." Grandpa laughed. "As it happened, I do know. It's an old Irish tradition. A lot of Irish people came to America, and they brought the jack-o'-lantern tradition with them." "Jack-o'-lantern?" Lizzie laughed. "Was he a pumpkin salesman?" "No," Grandpa laughed too. "He was a pretty creepy man who tricked the devil. At least, that's how the story goes." "And you are now going to tell us?" Denny laughed. "Of course." Grandpa laughed too. "Let's see if I can remember it right." And he began. Everybody called Jack Stingy Jack because he liked to drink a lot, and he didn't like to pay for his drinks in the inns of the Ireland. He always tried to get somebody else to pay. "Stingy?" Lizzie asked. Stingy means tight-fisted, mean or miserly. Lizzie nodded, and the story continued. "Well, one night, on the 31st of October, as it happened," they all laughed, "the devil came for Jack. But Jack was drinking his last drink, and he certainly didn't want to pay. So he asked the devil to pay for his very last drink." The children listened. But the devil didn't have any cash, so he quickly changed himself into a coin to pay for the drink. The children shook their head. Quick as a flash, Jack grabbed the coin and stuck it into his leather money purse. The devil was imprisoned, and Jack wouldn't let him out. There was a tiny cross in the purse, and this made the devil weak. Jack kept the devil a prisoner until the devil promised to leave Jack alone for another year. 31st of October, Denny grinned. "Yes, until then." The next year, the devil came again, and this time Jack tried another trick. He asked him to pick up the very last apple from a nearby old tree, and Jack's last meal. "Oops," Lizzie shook her head. The devil agreed, but after he had climbed the tree to reach the apple, Jack was quick again. He placed his little cross onto the tree so that the devil couldn't climb down again. The children shook their heads. Well, the devil now had to promise to leave Jack alone forever, and he did. "And that's the end of the story?" they both asked. "Not quite." Grandpa smiled. Jack died many years later, a very old man. But when he went up to heaven, nobody opened the door for him. They told him that he had spent his life tricking people. So he went down to hell, expecting a big welcome, but nobody wanted him there either. And then what happened? And where are the pumpkins in the story? Lizzie asked. The devil took pity on Jack and handed him a glowing piece of coal and a turnip. Jack put the hot coal inside the turnip to keep him warm. And then he wandered from place to place forevermore. A turnip? Danny asked. Yes, in Ireland they used to use turnips, but later the pumpkin was used. And it isn't a hot coal now, but a candle or a tea light. Is that why we say trick or treat? Because of Jack's tricking people? But before Grandpa could answer, Mom came to pick up the children. Wow! What fantastic pumpkins! I love the big one with the moon eyes. Who made that one? Grandpa, they both said together. He tricked us. خب دوستای عزیزم، امیدوارم از داستانمون خوشتون اومده باشه و با این هالووین و مراسمش و یه تعدادی از اصطلاحات مربوط به اون آشنا شده باشید. لطفاً فراموش نکنید ما رو در شبکه‌های اجتماعی دیگه هم دنبال کنید و کانال ما رو به دوستاتون معرفی کنید. منتظر لایک ها و کامنت های هالووینی شما هستیم. Till next session, take good care of you and goodbye.